Hey everybody, it's Luigi here, and a couple of years ago, I made a Let's Play of Five Nights at Freddy's 1. I'm not the most proud of it, but it was my first attempt, and I think that it will help me going forward through the series. I've already started working on FNaF 2, and I think it's a lot better than this one already, and I haven't even started editing it. That being said, I am moving the Let's Plays to the main channel, because what's the point of putting it on a dead channel when I could put it on a dying channel? I'm sort of kidding. I'm hoping that it might be able to find an audience here. That would be pretty cool, but I do have fun making these, so it's not that big of a deal. I'm putting this here mainly because I am going to start releasing FNaF 2 soon enough, so please excuse the rough editing and poor audio quality. Thank you, and hopefully try to enjoy.
Hey everybody, it's Luigi here, and yes, this is a Let's Play of Five Nights at Freddy's, but I'd like to think it's a bit more than that. I don't know about you, but when I watch a Let's Play, I want to learn something about one of my favorite games, not just see it played again. So that's why I set out to play all the games in this series and tell you as much interesting information as I can find about them. With that, there isn't much more I can tell you here on the main menu, so let's start night 1. Family Pizzeria looking for security guard to work the night shift, 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. Monitor cameras, ensure safety of equipment and animatronic characters. Not responsible for injury and dismemberment, $120 a week. To apply, call 1-555-FAZ-FAZBEAR. Before we move on, I'd like to point out that there is some blurred text to the side of the newspaper that is obviously very hard to read. Now, I figured out that there is a version of this clipping that isn't blurred, and it's located in the guidebook, The Freddy Files, both versions. For some reason, they just decided not to blur it, so I took the liberty of translating it for you all. Blah, 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 blah. This ad has nothing to do with anything related to the game. Blah, 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 blah. Chances are you won't even make it past night 3. Blah, blah, yakety, yakety, blah, blah. This probably isn't the best choice of a summer job since you most likely won't survive the week. I'll recommend being a cashier, back boy, or work in a warehouse. All those jobs are respectable, and you probably won't be killed doing them. Well, you might, but it would be unlikely. Blah, blah. Another slightly interesting thing about this screen is that it's actually been updated twice. One time was because Scott misspelled the word pizzeria. Yeah. And the other was him changing the phone number at the bottom from 1-888 to 1-555 for whatever reason. Now that we're in the office, Freddy's nose can be honked. Well, that's not really a new thing, but, Anyway, it's time to listen to the phone guy. And if you've already heard it like a billion times, like I have, just skip to the timestamp on screen.
Hello? Hello? I wanted to record a message for you to help you get settled in on your first night. I actually worked in that office before you. I'm finishing up my last week now, as a matter of fact, so I know it can be a bit overwhelming, but I'm here to tell you there's nothing to worry about. You'll do fine. So let's just focus on getting you through your first week, okay? Let's see. First, there's an introductory greeting from the company that I'm supposed to read. It's kind of a legal thing, you know. Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, a magical place for kids and grown-ups alike, where fantasy and fun come to life. Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for damage to property or person. Upon discovering that damage or death has occurred, a missing person report will be filed within 90 days or as soon as property and premises have been thoroughly cleaned and bleached and the carpets have been replaced. Blah, blah, blah. Now, that might sound bad, I know, but there's really nothing to worry about. The animatronic characters here do get a bit quirky at night, but do I blame them? No. If I were forced to sing those same stupid songs for 20 years and I never got a bath, I'd probably be a bit irritable at night too. So remember, these characters hold a special place in the hearts of children and we need to show them a little respect, right? Okay. So just be aware, the characters do tend to wander a bit. They're left in some kind of free roaming mode at night. Something about their servos locking up if they get turned off for too long. They used to be allowed to walk around during the day too, but then there was the bite of 87. Yeah. it's amazing that the human body can live without the frontal lobe, you know? Now, concerning your safety, the only real risk to you as a night watchman here, if any, is the fact that these characters, if they happen to see you after hours, probably won't recognize you as a person. They'll most likely see you as a metal endoskeleton without its costume on. Now, since that's against the rules here at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, they'll probably try to forcefully stuff you inside a Freddy Fazbear suit. Now, that wouldn't be so bad if the suits themselves weren't filled with cross beams, wires, and animatronic devices, especially around the facial area. So you can imagine how having your head forcefully pressed inside one of those could cause a bit of discomfort and death. The only parts of you that would likely see the light of day again would be your eyeballs and teeth when they pop out the front of the mask. Yeah, they don't tell you these things when you sign up. But hey, first station of the breeze. I'll chat with you tomorrow. Check those cameras and remember to close the doors only if absolutely necessary. Gotta conserve power. Alright, good night.
Now that he's done talking, let's talk about the robots that are active tonight. Bonnie is the first. He is also the fastest animatronic by far and is basically a teleporter. Here's his movement pattern. He mainly sticks to the left side of the building and is the only animatronic who enters the backstage, left hall corner, and supply closet. After attacking, he heads back to the dining room and restarts his cycle. The next and last character of the night is Chica. She stays on the right side of the building, unlike Bonnie, and is quite a bit slower than him as well. She ain't special. She ain't got no unique rooms like Bonnie does, but she does go into the kitchen. You can tell she's in there because of the pots and pans that are clacking together. Just like Bonnie, she works in a cycle, so after she attacks, she'll go to the right hall before heading back to the dining room to join Bonnie. I want to thank BoxFigs on Reddit for creating these very nifty maps of the animatronics movements, as I really did not want to do them. This won't be the last time we'll be seeing them, so strap in, I guess. So, now that I'm done talking, I'm going to hand it off to my good friend, me. Real-time me, where he'll be playing the rest of the game with live commentary. Let's see how that goes. Well, thank you for the introduction, me. I'm gonna say this right now. I'm not good at live commentary, so I will be saying quite a bit, but I'll try my best not to be too annoying. Alright, as you can see, he's following that movement pattern that I showed you on screen just a few minutes ago, so he's in the corner now, so he should be coming to our door any second now. Let's go check on Chica. By the way, the informational stuff is basically over. I won't be talking again, like in a scripted format, for the rest of this episode, because I have nothing else to say. If you want to know, if you are okay with that and you just want the information, you can stop watching the episode now, but I would appreciate it if you stuck around and watched me play this game that I'm not very good at. Alright. Bonnie's still in the hall. Oh, Freddy's staring at us. I can't, okay. No, I'm not gonna mention it, but I cannot believe... I have to mention it. I cannot believe we got the rare screen here. I don't think I've ever seen that. I won't talk about it because I will be covering it in a later episode, but man, that is so weird. I cannot believe I got that. Anyway. Oh yeah, Chica's in the kitchen, you can hear. So, as long as you can hear that pots and pans sound, you don't have to check that camera. Alright, Bonnie, still there. Alright. I guess, here's something I can talk about. Oh! Right as I was saying it. Okay, we got a short one, so it didn't really show us much of it. Oh, really? This is a hallucination. They happen every once in a while. You hear that sound, and you see that flashes on screen. It's not a big deal. We'll probably see it again, so I don't know why that happened, but whatever. Here's some. Look at the fan. Yeah, it stops moving as I lift up the camera. Weird. Anyway. Okay, I don't think this is supposed to happen. The sound isn't stopping. Huh. Well, anyway. Oh. Alright, so Bonnie moved to the closet. There we go. Yep. So, one thing that I can tell you about is when I was very new to this series, the first game I played was actually obviously FNaF 1. No, wait, no, I think it was FNaF 2 on my dad's old iPad. Yeah, good times. But, yeah, I used to play it on my dad's old iPad. But my sister was scared of the ambiance noises. Not the actual game, because she was too scared to look at it. But whenever I played the game and she just heard the buzzing of the fan and the random, like, whoa, you know? She would get, like, super scared and she'd yell at me. It was really funny. I may be a psychopath. What the hell? Okay, we got another one. We'll talk about, once again, I'll talk about this later, but that is kind of rare. I am very surprised how, once again, I don't think I've ever seen this before. The hell? Well, hey, oh god, he's at the door. Okay, cool. So, there he is. When he's at the door, just close it on him, and you can see his weird looking shadow. Why does the shadow look like that? What? Anyway, you can see that to tell you when he's gone, but you can also just listen to for his footsteps that will play once he leaves. Is Chica still in the kitchen? Where's Chica? Huh. Anyway. He's still there? Yeah, he's still there. Alright. Man, sorry, I should stop talking about it since I'm not covering it right now. Hey, Chica. But I cannot believe I got 2 rare screens. Wow. Anyway. Is Bonnie still there? Nope. Okay. We're at 19%, and we've been at 5 a.m. for quite a little bit. I think that we'll be fine in the... Oh, okay, just as I say it. There we go! There's the end of night 1. Pretty simple, pretty easy. Obviously not that long, since this game is like 8 minutes long. And obviously we're not going to be playing that, so... And there you have it. That's Five Nights at Freddy's Night 1. Join me in the next episode when we'll continue our conversation. And I'll show you some more new cool things. Welcome back, everybody. Back to Five Nights at Freddy's, of course. Yesterday, we spent a couple minutes looking at and analyzing a newspaper ad before actually taking the job and having a pretty easy time overall. Today, we'll be jumping right in and listening to the phone guy again.
Hello? Hello? Well, if you're hearing this and you made it to day 2, congrats. I won't talk quite as long this time since Freddy and his friends tend to become more active as the week progresses. It might be a good idea to peek at those cameras while I talk, just to make sure everyone's in their proper place, you know. Interestingly enough, Freddy himself doesn't come off stage very often. I've heard he becomes a lot more active in the dark, though, so hey, I guess that's one more reason not to run out of power, right? I also want to emphasize the importance of using your door lights. There are blind spots in your camera views, and those blind spots happen to be right outside your doors. So if you can't find something or someone on your cameras, be sure to check the door lights. You might only have a few seconds to react. Not that you would be in any danger, of course. I'm not implying that. Also, check on the curtain in Pirate Cove from time to time. The character in there seems unique in that he becomes more active if the cameras remain off for long periods of time. I guess he doesn't like being watched. I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure you have everything under control. Talk to you soon.
The first point of interest I'd like to talk about today is rare screens. I was originally saving this for a later episode, but seeing as we already saw 2 of them in the last one, I don't see the need to wait anymore. The first rare screen is in the back room. When Bonnie is not in the room, there is a rare chance that the endoskeleton and Bonnie head can be staring into the camera. The next 2 rare screens are both in the East Hall. One is the words "It's me" being written on them, replacing the posters. The other one, the posters are replaced by 3 pictures of a crying child. This poster can be seen in the West Hall corner. Freddy is seen ripping his face off with his fur stretching. Creepy. The last rare screen I want to cover today, and yes, there are more, is this picture of an eyeless Bonnie. This picture has a chance of showing up when you get a game over, but the chances of this actually happening are extremely rare, so here's a clip. But wait, we're not done with Mr. Eyeless Bonnie yet. He can also show up after opening the game on similarly rare occasions. His white dot eyes are no longer there until they are. Ooh, I'm not going to open my game a billion times to see this Easter egg, so here's a clip. Alright, now originally I was going to hand it off to my live doppelganger, but I feel like everyone already knows about the rare screens. So, let's talk about beta content everyone already knows about. Wait, this seems like the most obvious place to start, but this screen looks like a rare screen, but it's actually an unused image of sorts. It's not actually used in the game, but it's used for the trailer for the game. You want to know what else is in this trailer? Bonnie running down the East Hall and taking off his mask. There are also some really early shots of cameras like the West Hall and the dining room, which I think is pretty neat. Let's move on from that video on Scott's channel to another video on Scott's channel, the gameplay trailer for the game. The only beta element of note is this stick figure with a number next to it, which is also found in the files, unused. It fits extremely well with this unused texture of the word lives, meaning that we originally would have had a certain number of attempts before we had to, I guess, start over from night 1? I don't have to tell you how stupid that would have been. Another unused element is this old map with different, way too small camera buttons that would have actually shown the way that they're facing. The last thing I want to mention is this 5th power bar that isn't technically unused, but I'll explain in a moment. Or, more specifically, I'll let myself from the future explain. Well, that's me. Let me show you how to get that 5th power bar on screen. Close both the doors. I gotta do this quick because I don't want my power to run out. Turn on one of the lights. You can't have both of them on at the same time. And then open the camera and look in the corner. Bam, it's there for like a split second. One more time. There. I'm kind of running out of power. So, I'm not very good at power managing in this game. So, I gotta play it more safe. I just really needed to show that because that was like the one thing I planned to talk about in this section. Alright. Oh, I guess that's kind of a rare screen. I didn't talk about it because I'm glad it actually came out because I would have liked to talk about it. That's Eyeless Bonnie, he's back. Not just a rare screen. Is Chica here? What the? Where is Chica? Oh, she's in the kitchen. Okay, good. Yeah, I wouldn't really call that a rare screen because it happens pretty often. I just wanted to. I'm glad it happened here though when we were talking about rare screens. Now, I do have to admit something. I kind of forgot the phone guy talked about Foxy today. And that's why I didn't talk about his movement patterns in the informational bit today. I will talk about it tomorrow, I promise. But for now, I'm just gonna try to, I guess, ignore him a little bit. Still in the kitchen. We're all good. He's not moving, so that's pretty good. But, yeah. I guess here's something I could talk about. I had an attempt before this one to record this clip, this whole part for the video. I kind of died. I died on night 2. Yeah. It's like, it's weird. Bonnie was like moving weirdly fast. Like he's not supposed to move that fast. Here, I'll show you the clip and you can tell me if I'm crazy or not. My God. It's not actually used in the game. Jesus, he's not supposed to move that fast. Yeah, kind of embarrassing, but hey, whatever. I just thought that was kind of funny. It actually did scare me. I feel really... It feels good to be scared by this game, because it's kind of been a while. Uh-oh. Oh, it's still Bonnie. Let's check the door. Nope. Where did he go? He's in the closet. Cool. Now, at this moment, we're just kind of waiting for Chica or Bonnie to attack, so we can take a bit of a rest, but we do have to be on top of this. Oh, okay, cool. So they're both right outside our door. That's nice. There is one more thing I wanted to talk about tonight, but with these guys crowding me, I think I'll have to wait for a moment. Hopefully, we get to talk about it before it hits 6. Hey guys. Someone's moving. Bonnie? Where'd he go? Oh, sorry, I thought I saw her screen. Oh, there she is. Okay, cool. Let me talk about it real quick. Freddy! Oh, come on, scroll. Oh, God. That's not good. Did she leave? Okay, cool. So, Freddy. Oh, God. This is night 2. It's not supposed to be stressful. Yeah, Freddy. Oh, God, move faster. Look at his arm. Look at his hand. Look, he's got a part of his endoskeleton sticking out from his costume. Now, I want to mention this now because in the trailer that we were just talking about, you can also see his endoskeleton sticking out of the other side of his hand, not the same side, you know? And obviously you can see on the poster there is no endoskeleton sticking out. Just kind of a weird error that somehow happened twice? Alright, hey, perfect timing, wow. And that was night 2. On that previous recording, Bonnie, he came to my door 3 times. That's what I was meaning about the animatronics being really active for some reason. But that's fine. Well, that was night 2. Pretty easy overall, but I did die, so... Anyway, I had a lot of fun making this video, so I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you have any suggestions for the next video, that's something you want me to cover that I may have not known about, please put it in the comments and I may even feature you. I'll see you guys in night 3 when we go to night 3. See you guys then, whenever that is. Welcome back to the title screen, everybody. The title screen for a game called Five Nights at Freddy's. Except there seems to be an extra word here. That's right, lucky me, I found a download of the demo. Now, in the last episode, we talked a lot about things that were hard to see in the game, and even some things that weren't in the game anymore. So now we're going to focus more on the actual game, and talk about something that isn't the actual game. Now, I really wish I found it yesterday, because this demo is only night 1 and night 2, but that's okay. I can just start this video off with a brief overview of the demo stuff, and a few other miscellaneous things. The only real difference between the final game and the demo is the added demo text on the title screen and a short message that shows up after beating night 2. You'll see that in a second. I thought that while we were talking about pre-release material, we can talk about the Kickstarter for the game that raised an impressive, honestly insane, $0.00. The Kickstarter had 3 donation tiers with different really cool rewards that I'm so upset that I and nobody else could have ever gotten. The full description of the page reads like this. I grew up in the golden age of animatronic pizza places, and while I loved those places, they still scared the hell out of me. I always knew there were creepy robots underneath those giant costumes. I think that fear was shared by most of the other kids too. Five Nights at Freddy's embodies that fear, putting you in the role of a security guard working the night shift at a local pizza place which features 3 large robotic mascots, which all tend to misbehave at night. From your small office, you must watch security cameras carefully. You have very limited amount of electricity that you're allowed to use per night. That means if you run out, you can no longer secure the doors or use the lights. If something isn't right, namely Freddy Bear or his friends aren't in the proper place, you must find them on the monitors and protect yourself if needed. You can only have 1 door secured at a time and only view 1 camera at a time, or you'll use too much power. Getting funding for this project will allow me to work on it full time, and hopefully I'll have it complete by the end of the year. Risks and challenges. I've been developing video games for over 20 years now, so I'm very confident that I'll be able to complete this game. The only real risk would be a production delay of some kind, but even that would be minor. I'm sure you noticed a few interesting things while I read that, and I doubt I had to spell it out for you, but Freddy was originally named Freddy Bear. There were originally only going to be 3 animatronics, Foxy must have been added later on, and lastly, you would only be able to close 1 door at a time. Now let's talk rewards. For $10, you get a wallpaper pack featuring 5 wallpapers from the game you can use in your desktop background. For $25, you get an early release copy of the game plus the wallpaper pack. And finally, and honestly most importantly, for $50, you get to be an official beta tester for the game and you will receive weekly updates for the game. I don't know about you, but I would totally kill 5 innocent children if it meant I got those rewards now. One very last thing I want to show you all is the Steam greenlight icon for the game, because it's creepy to say the least. Wow. Thanks for playing the demo. Get the full version for the complete 5-day experience plus 2 unlockable modes of gameplay. Freddy and his friends are waiting. Now that we've reached the end of the demo, I'll meet you back in the full version for another interesting surprise. Happy Halloween, everybody! Or at least that's what my computer thinks, so, Bone Guy, am I right?
Hello? Hey, you're doing great. Most people don't last this long. I mean, you know, they usually move on to other things by now. I'm not implying that they died. That's not what I meant. Anyway, I better not take up too much of your time. Things are getting real tonight. Hey, listen, I had an idea. If you happen to get caught and want to avoid getting stuffed into a Freddy suit, try playing dead. You know, go limp. Then there's a chance that maybe they'll think that you're an empty costume instead. Then again, if they think you're an empty costume, they might try to stuff a mental skeleton into you. I wonder how that would work. Yeah, never mind. Scratch that. It's best just not to get caught. Okay, I'll leave you to it. See you on the flip side.
Let's tackle the pumpkin in the room first. As of Halloween 2015, Scott made an update for the game that added Halloween decorations you see now. If you want to see them in game, just set the computer's clocks to October 31st, and yes, it does work on mobile. I thought it would be kinda cool to have a whole episode done in the Halloween update for a bit of variety. Tonight there are 2 more animatronics active, Freddy and Foxy, although Foxy was kinda active yesterday, I just kinda forgot to mention it, so whatever. On screen now is Freddy's movement patterns. He starts on the stage, moves to the dining room, to the girls' bathroom, to the East Hall, and lastly he goes to the East Hall corner. Freddy stays there until randomly deciding to attack you. To prevent him, you just need to close the door, but it might take a while before he decides to head back to the stage. There is, however, another way to fend him off. Sort of, but I'll be saving that for a different video. Next character is Foxy. He starts in Pirate's Cove and slowly comes out of the curtain before heading to your office. You can slow him down by watching the cameras. Notice how I didn't say watching him. That's right, you only need to have the cameras open for him not to attack. You don't need to have it on Pirate's Cove. This is a long-lasting rumor, and I am so glad to finally try at least to put it to rest. But if you do watch his camera, you can tell how close he is to attacking. If he leaves the cove, or you see him running down the hall, you just need to close the left door as fast as you can, but you're not completely safe even if you do close the door. Foxy will bang on your door when he arrives, which drains a little bit of power with each hit. 1 bang is 1%, 2 bangs is 6%, and 3 bangs is 11%. And that's not all. The amount drained increases by 5% with each attack. So yeah, definitely want to watch those cameras. Anyway, now that we've explained Foxy, we only have 1 animatronic left. On rare occasions, if you check camera 2B, the Freddy poster will be replaced with a new poster of a golden version of Freddy. After viewing it, you will hear a little girl's laugh. When the camera is lowered, the character from the poster will be sitting in the office, slumped over like an empty suit. He activates hallucinations and plays a spooky sound. If you watch him for long enough, his face will fill the screen and a slowed down version of the normal jump scare sound will play, eventually crashing the game. Ooh! So, Golden Freddy. What do I even say about him? Well, I guess I could say that he was originally named Yellow Bear until Markiplier decided, nah, it's Golden Freddy when he encountered him in his series. I could say his laugh is actually Freddy's laugh if you pitch it down a bunch. I can say that if you flip the camera up while he's in your office, he disappears and won't show up again unless you restart the night. I could say that I tried for an hour to find him but gave up and just used a clip I found. So yeah, anyway, in an interview with Geeks Under Grace, they asked Scott Cawthon how Golden Freddy came to be, and his answer was, sometimes things just happen during the game making process. I cannot explain Golden Freddy. Now, Golden Freddy showing up is very rare. But on rarer occasions, the Golden Freddy jump scare can play after you get a game over. And when I say rare, I mean there is a 0.01% chance of it occurring. I am not going to try to find that. Other than that, it's just a pretty cool Easter egg. Now, let's just play the game already. Oh my god, I got 3? Sorry. Welcome to the live commentary section. Did you see that? I'll put it on screen now. Bam, bam, bam. 3 rare screens. 2 of them are the same one, but oh my god. Okay, anyway. So, let's play the game. I don't know why Bonnie decided he wanted to stay on stage for half the night, but whatever. Hey, this is a good opportunity to talk about this. There is a very long-lasting rumor, just like the Foxy one, that these teeth inside of Chica was a certain character that dies in this game that we won't see until tomorrow. And I think that's kind of funny, because it's obviously just the endoskeleton. Like, what? Obviously, what? I don't know. I just always thought that was a fun rumor that was obviously not true what everyone believed. Now, you know when Chica and Bonnie move because you can hear their footsteps. How do you know if Freddy moves? Well, you know when Freddy moves because you can hear his laugh. So after he disappears from the cameras, you should be safe until you hear him laugh, and then he should be in his next place. He should be right here, but he's not moving. Okay, look, I know I said this was a pumpkin, but it looks like a watermelon. Like, come on. Oh, there's Freddy. He's still there. Okay, so he hasn't moved yet. I kind of wonder why they chose green for this game. I guess it's a contrast to everything else. There's not a lot of green in this room, but just kind of interesting. Kind of weird that they chose green. I don't know. I like it. It's a fun little detail that Scott did not have to do, but I like it. I'm very happy with it. Alright, there's Bonnie. What's up, fella? We're getting pretty lucky with Freddy. I did a test run of this night a while ago, and Freddy was moving super fast. Like, he was like jumping. He was jumping from camera to camera real fast. He went to this camera like 3 times. And he's like, he hasn't even moved from the dining room yet, so that's kind of interesting. Yeah. And I've been watching the cameras pretty closely, so Foxy hasn't been moving, so that's good. Oh, ooh, look, another rare screen. Okay, we'll get into this in a later video, but I don't think I've ever gotten one of those. Yeah, there's... Oh, Freddy just moved. Spoke too soon. Yeah, there he is in the girls' bathroom for some reason. Dude, that means Freddy's spirit's a girl. What? No, it doesn't. Uh-oh. Oh, God. No, I'm running out of power, body. This isn't cool. I mean, we're at 5 a.m. So please don't make me re-record this night again. Okay, I'm just going to sit here. Well, we had to see this sooner or later, I guess. This is what happens when you run out of power. Oh, never mind! Haha! You get to wait another day! Yeah, I had to censor all that. I just said the F word a whole bunch of times. Alright. And that's how you get it done. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of 5 Nights at Freddy's. I sure did. That was actually a really fun night. I had another recording for this night where Bonnie, like, didn't move for the entire night, and it was really boring, and I just didn't like it, so I reset. But I'm pretty proud of this one. I mean, we got 4 rare screens in one night. That's crazy. And we don't have any animatronics left to explain, so yeah, cool. I'll see you guys in the next episode, where we head to a different platform. Computer's getting a little boring. See you guys then. Kids these days hate those bulky old computers. It's all about those mobile phones and those newfangled switches and Xboxes. Hey everybody, it's Ouija here. Last time I saw you, we had a little Halloween celebration and told ghost stories about a spooky yellow bear. And this time I'm doing the whole episode on my phone and talking about the differences between the mobile phone version and the PC version. You may have noticed a few different things with this title screen, but let's talk about the obvious addition, the shop option. Here in the shop, there are a couple of items that you can buy. The survival kit is the first one, and it's basically just the cheats from the later games, but you need to pay for it. You get unlimited power, a radar map that shows you the locations of the animatronics, and fast nights. You can either set them all on or on separately. The next 3 items are JPEGs that get pasted into your office if you pay $1. And yes, I have bought one. Now seems like a good time to mention that there are 2 versions of the mobile port. I'm going to talk about the old version first before getting into the remastered one. Now, unfortunately, you can't play the old version anymore, so I'm playing the new one, and here's what the old shop and menu look like. Also, the shop wasn't in the iOS version of that one. Checkmate, Apple fans. So, without any more stalling, let's play Night 4. This plushie costs $1. Worth it.
Oh, hey, wow, day 4. I think you can do it. Hey, listen, I may not be around to send you a message tomorrow. It's been a bad night here for me. I'm kind of glad that I recorded my messages for you. So when I did, hey, do me a favor. Maybe sometime you could check inside those suits in the back room. I'm gonna try to hold out until someone checks. Maybe it won't be so bad. Yeah, I always wondered what was in all those empty heads back there. You know. Oh no.
Well, I'm sure he's okay. Or not, but I don't have time to think about the phone man's tragic death because I need to explain a lot of differences. Here's the office. It's, very stretched out. Actually, you may notice that everything is extremely big compared to the normal game. I don't know why that is, but maybe Scott thought we wouldn't be able to see the buttons or something. Now, the next difference I want to talk about is that time used to be sped up by a lot. A normal night in the normal game usually lasts around 8 minutes and 36 seconds. But the ports nights lasted 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Now, don't feel too bad for the animatronics, because the power also drained a lot faster, the animatronics were more aggressive, and the Freddy power out jingle is a lot shorter, about 10 seconds max. So basically the game's just sped up a bunch. Golden Freddy is in this game, but he has an even rarer chance of appearing, and his jump scare just freezes the game instead of crashing it. Speaking of jump scares, the animations for them are pretty lame. Bonnie and Chica's just have 2 frames, the Freddy ones are way too short, and all of them don't feature the shaking. But Foxy's about the same. Certain sounds and graphical effects are missing or shortened for, I guess, memory limitations. Upon opening the game, this picture of Freddy would show up, and, Oh, and one last thing you need to hear is the button sound effect. Okay, I'm just kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel here. Now, let's get to the remastered version of this game. First, I should say that everything I just talked about was fixed. Everything. So, it's basically just the PC version with in-app purchases. But there are a few things I could say about it. First is when Golden Freddy jump scares you, you get taken to the main menu instead of the game freezing, which is way better. The next thing is something you probably noticed. All the music from the first 4 games is stock music. So most of them have been replaced by new songs made by Leon Riskin, including the title screen song, which I will play now. Now, I don't hate it, I'm just so nostalgic for the original one, it's hard to hear it changed. But it is pretty good. And that's everything. Yep. Music, Golden Freddy, in-app purchases, that's it. So I guess it's already time to play. Well, that went a lot quicker than I thought it would. Huh. Well, enjoy, I guess. Now, I'm gonna tackle this first, right off the bat. For some reason, my phone doesn't want to record the audio of the actual game. I don't know why. I really don't know why. But every single app I downloaded to record my screen, I even had to pay for some, but I canceled. It was like subscriptions, so I could cancel it, and it really didn't cost me any money. But I don't know why, but for some reason all these apps don't allow me to record the actual game audio. I have no idea why. And that is why the audio sounds like absolute garbage, because it's being recorded through the microphone on my device for some reason. But hey, you know, at least it works. It'll only be for one episode, so I'm sure we can get through this together. But I also want to excuse if you hear me clear my throat, or if you hear an animal screaming in the background, then just try to your best to ignore it. It is annoying, I agree, but hey, I wasn't going to spend any more money on this series than the $1 I spent on that goddamn Bonnie plush. I do like Bonnie, so it's not all that much of a loss. It was only really 99 cents, but it hurt to buy that plushie, I'll tell you. I remember when I first got this game on my old stupid Samsung tablet that hardly worked. I remember seeing the shop options, and I was like, okay, I get the whole cheats thing, but why would I, a little boy, want to spend money on a fake plush in a game? I didn't buy it back then, but now I'm here and I have bought it, so yeah. Something I didn't mention about the remastered version is when it was released, it was a free download for anyone who has already bought the game, which was super kind of them. I was really not expecting it. I was honestly expecting it to be a separate app, which, to be honest, I would have preferred, because I really want a way to play the old app since it's so garbage, and I really want you to see firsthand how garbage it is. But I get it. It's just, I think it's super nice that Click Team gave everyone who already bought this game a free version of the game. But, hey, it didn't stop me from buying, like, 3 other versions. I'm not even kidding. I have bought this game on my Switch, my phone, my Xbox, hey, that old Samsung tablet, Steam at least twice. I've bought this game way too many times, and it's a little embarrassing, but whatever. That's what I do for a franchise I really like. This is kind of embarrassing, but there is one more thing about the remastered version that I forgot to mention. And instead of adding on to it like I probably should, I'm just going to mention it here. When the animatronics jump scare you or appear at your door, there will be a slight vibration in your phone. This also happens on the console versions, but don't worry about the console versions. We'll be going over that in a much later episode. So just don't worry about that right now. But yeah, so if you hear whenever the animatronics appear at my door, oh, you might have heard it there, I'm not sure, but if you heard a vibration, then that's what that was. But I think it's kind of cool. It kind of, I have mixed opinions on it. On one hand, it's kind of fun. It's like a nice little side thing that they didn't have to do, but since they did, it's cool to have. But on the other hand, it feels really cheesy and kind of takes me out of the experience, but whatever. Oh, and if you couldn't piece it together before, this is post-commentary. It's still live, and I don't have a script for what I'm saying here, but it isn't live commentary. It's technically post-commentary, but sorry if I broke your trust or something. There's not much more to talk about. I think I covered every single topic I wanted to. Huh. Well, I'm only 4% away. Oh, you know, I guess I could talk about how the night actually went. I don't think I talked about the actual gameplay at all. Foxy, it's interesting. Foxy was super quick at the beginning. Like, he went out of the curtains immediately. But I don't think he came out a single time while I was playing this game. Interesting. On the other playthrough I had, he bursted through that curtain like 3 times that night. It was annoying. Unlike the Halloween decorations, the Bonnie plush is actually affected by the light change. Interesting. And we still don't get to see what happens when you run out of power. Hey, there's always next time. And that was the special mobile edition of Five Nights at Freddy's. If you enjoyed it, you know what to do. I don't gotta say it. You know what I want you to do. But I really had fun making this. It was kind of a pain to put together the recording setup, but overall I think I had a fun time. Now from now on, since this is the first time since episode 2 I've gotten jump scared, at the end of each episode, right after this outro bit, I'm going to show you the failed takes and anything interesting that may have happened in them. So I hope you enjoy that, and I'll see you guys in the next one where, well, we finished the job. I'll see you guys then.
So a few months ago, ClickTeam released an update for the mobile edition of FNaF 1 with the promise of console versions soon. As of now, they haven't released yet. They added a Foxy plush to the in-game shop, which is pretty cool, but the main attraction is subtitles. All the languages added are on screen right now and can be located in the options menu. It's pretty cool that ClickTeam is going the extra mile to add something like this to the game, even way after releasing it. They even plan on making localization updates for all the FNaF games. Also, the idea of the words "don't poop on the floor" being read to Koreans is really funny to me. Probably too funny. Also, since I never really brought it up in the video, the plushies you can pay for in the shop have unique textures for when the power goes out. I didn't really feel like buying the Chica and Freddy plushies, so let me just, there we go. Just pretend this is a real screenshot. The Halloween decorations also have a power out texture, which is weird because the PC version does not have this. We even saw them vanish in the Night 3 episode. Huh. Anyway, on to Night 5.
Hey everyone, it's Ouija here, and welcome to the final night of Five Nights at Freddy's. Yesterday, we witnessed a murder through a phone through my phone, and tonight, we're finally gonna get paid. Except that my computer still thinks we're on night 4 because, well, I played on my phone yesterday. I'll see you when I finish this night again. Is what I would say if there wasn't a super secret cheat code for skipping the night built into the game. Once in the office, just hit C, D, and plus on the numpad, and boom, night 5. Actually, there are a few other cheats I can talk about after the phone guy. I guess he got reincarnated. I don't know. You may have noticed that that phone call was a little bit distorted. Well, if you reverse it and slow it down a bunch, you hear this.
It's inevitable that the mad agricultural development is needed by fuller use of your marvelous mechanism. Would it not be easily possible to employ some of them in quick laboratory experiments to indicate the influence of various microbials on plant growth? You're right, countless use will be made by few generate seldom know temporaneous the joy of creative.
This is actually an excerpt from Autobiography of a Yogi by
Paramhans Yoganand.
I would go into detail about the passage and the book it came from, but I've never actually read it, and there's actually a lot of false information about this book, so I'll just leave you with this. You know The Joy of Creation, the fan game? Well, its name actually comes from this call. Except that he doesn't say the joy of creation. The direct quote from the book is the joy of creative service. So yeah. Now back to cheating. I'm not really sure if there's a reason the CD Plus code works. If there is, please let me know. But if I had to guess, it's probably for debugging purposes and Scott just forgot to take it out or something. Now, before doing the research for this video, I had no idea there were more codes, but I have found a total of 3 extra codes, and for now I'll be just talking about one of them, and I'll save the rest for a later video. The cheat code, if you can really call it that, is Alt-Enter, which simply puts the game into window mode, just in case you'd rather play in window mode for some reason. It's just cool that there's the options there. I like that. Now that's it for cheat codes at the moment, but I do have something I want to share that's a bit more of a real cheat outside of the game. On PC, without the game open, hit the Windows key and the R key, and a run menu should show up. From there, just type %appdata% and hit enter. From here, go to the MMF applications folder and look for the file titled Freddy. Right-click and open with Notepad. This is the file that keeps track of your save data. So that means if you change the level number from a 0 to a 5, you basically skip the entire game. But if you want to beat Night 5, or whatever these ones are, just change the 0 to a 1. You filthy cheater. The only thing else here of note is the lives option underneath level. If you remember in episode 2, this is another remnant of the unused live mechanic, which is actually really interesting to see this still here. Now before we wrap up this segment, I just want to go over the last few rare screens as I keep forgetting to do them. After Foxy leaves his cove, there is a chance that the out of order sign will be replaced with a sign saying it's me. The next 4 are all similar, and they are all very much related to war! Listen, I don't know as much as I claim, especially when it comes to the story, so for the time being, I'm just going to cover the details, and maybe give an idea or two. But I'm going to try to be vague when talking about the deeper story since I don't want to spread false information. To help you out, I'll put this warning on screen when I'm talking about the facts, and this warning on screen when I'm talking about opinions or theories. I hope that helps, and please don't get mad at me. On Cam 4B, there is a chance that the rules for the restaurant can be replaced with one of these 4 newspaper clippings. Kids vanish at local pizzeria. Bodies not found. 2 local children were reportedly lured to the back room during the late hours of operation at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza on the night of June 26th. While video surveillance identified the man responsible and led to his capture the following morning, the children themselves were never found and are presumably dead. Police think that the suspect dressed as a company mascot to earn the children's trust. 5 children now reported missing. Suspect convicted. 5 children are now linked to the incident at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, where a man dressed as a cartoon mascot and lured them into the back room. While the suspect has been charged, the bodies themselves were never found. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza has been fighting an uphill battle ever since to convince families to return to the pizzeria. It's a tragedy. Local pizzeria threatened with shutdown over sanitation. Local pizzeria Freddy Fazbear's Pizza have been threatened again with shutdown by the health department over reports of foul odor coming from the much-loved animal mascots. Police were contacted when parents reportedly noticed what appeared to be blood and mucus around the eyes and mouths of one of the mascots. One parent likened them to reanimated carcasses. Local pizzeria said to close by year's end. After a long struggle to stay in business after the tragedy that took place there many years ago, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza has announced that it will be closing by the year's end. Despite a year-long search for a buyer, companies seem unwilling to be associated with the company. These characters will live on. In the hearts of kids, these characters will live on. CEO. Now this is the only bit of story in the whole game because Scott didn't plan on making any more, as this was supposed to be his last game, but this information is still obviously important. Now, everything here is already pretty well known. A man dressed in a Fazbear character costume lured kids to a back room and killed them. Years later, robots started smelling and bleeding, leading to the closure of the pizzeria. But there's one thing in here I hear almost no one mention when they bring up these newspapers. The killer got arrested. So either the killer actually did get arrested and somehow escaped prison, or someone was framed. Or maybe it's something Scott either retconned in a later game, just like he mentioned in this Steam post, or he simply forgot about it. Now, in my personal opinion, I believe it was retconned. As in Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted, one of the random game over texts says this: "Nothing was ever proven in a court of law." But the newspaper contradicts that. So it's likely that it was just swept under the rug by Scott and forgot about. Enough theory talk. Remember in episode 1 when I mentioned Scott misspelled pizzeria? Well, he did it here too, and this one was not patched. It's still in the game to this day. Alright, that's everything I wanted to talk about. Let's see if I'm any better at the game tonight. And the answer to that question is, yeah, I think so. This is like my 5th attempt at this night, and it's definitely the best one so far.
Now, I gotta say, this is post-commentary. It's still live, but it's post-commentary, unfortunately. I tried to do live commentary, and I will show you why it doesn't work. How Freddy's, sorry, because on tomorrow, he is it's really hard to talk about the game that you're playing while also focusing on the game that you're playing. So I think it's a lot easier if I just do post commentary for the last couple episodes. It'll be alright. We'll be back to live commentary in the next series. Wonder what that game's gonna be. Now, I know we don't have too much time, but with the 11% of power that we have, I do want to go over the strategy that I've been using for this night. That's been working pretty well for me. Now, I want to go over it more in detail in the next episode. But for now, I'll just say this. Freddy has a mechanic where if you look at him on the cameras, he will never move. He will never move. He won't do it. But the thing is, Foxy, sure, he won't move if you look at the cameras, but you also don't know when he's going to move if you don't look at him on the cameras. So I think that's where the misconception came from. But basically, so what my strategy is I check Freddy for about 5 seconds, and then I go to Foxy for 5 seconds, and I flip flop back and forth. And I think it worked pretty well. Better and different. I got him stuck in the kitchen by the end of this round, but in another playthrough, he was trapped in the dining room for basically the entire time. Yeah, another one. I don't know why I'm getting so lucky with this, but it's kind of funny. Good job, sport. See you next week. That's right. For 5 days of work, 6 hours each day, $120. Oh, that is good. I'm gonna cry. What? 6th night? No! I'm just kidding. I already knew about the 6th night. After you beat night 5, you unlock the 6th night, as well as a star on the menu, which it doesn't actually do anything in game. It's just a cosmetic thing for the main menu, which is pretty cool, but they will revisit that in the later game, so keep that in mind. I'm really sorry that the live action part was really short this time around. I accidentally put too much content in the informational bit, and I just did not realize how stressful it would be to talk during the final night as well as play. It was a lot more stressful than I thought it would be, and I really am sorry for that. And I promise that next time, I will cover a little bit more how Freddy works, and I'll talk about my strategy, as we will need it, as this night is not very easy. It actually is pretty difficult. Next time, we'll get some very well-deserved overtime. I'll see you guys then. Well, but he wasn't there. Damn, that was really long. Okay. Oh, sorry, I got scared there. Oh, that was a scary one. Sorry. I hate when people do that too, so it's alright. What the hell? Well, 120 bucks richer, and I'm greedy. Let's go back for some more. Hey everybody, it's Ella's Greedy here, and since I brought it up, let's talk about that paycheck. As you probably noticed, we play as a character named Mike Schmidt, and as I mentioned, we got $120 for 30 hours of total work. Divide 120 by 30 and you get $4 an hour. Doing a little research and watching a game theory video told me that the minimum wage between 1991 and 1996 was $4.25. Since payday's on Friday, and spoiler alert, you get paid at the end of this night, that means night 1 takes place on Sunday, and night 5 is Thursday. Between the years that we lowered it down to, the only dates that lined up with November 12th on a Thursday is the year 1992. Sorry if that was a little bit dry, but there isn't really a fun way to cover that. Moving right along, if you want to delete your save data to get that one main menu star all over again, just hold down the delete key on the numpad for 2 seconds and boom, all gone. But what if you accidentally just deleted all your data and you didn't mean to because, oh, you gotta record a video with that data, stupid? Well, I've got a solution for you. Just press C, D, and 1, and boom, we're back to night 6. And yes, this is one of those extra codes I was talking about yesterday. I wonder what the last one is. Alright, here's a little bit of an unscripted edit here. That code, well, it does work, and you are able to play night 6. After you beat night 6, your 5th night star will be taken away. This is just a debug code. It's a way for Scott to quickly get into the later nights, beat them, or test something out in them, and then be able to be, in and out without having to, like, CD plus through the whole game or edit the files, which is pretty cool on its own, but I did get that information wrong, so, yeah, just please note that. Alright, hopefully I don't get anything super wrong like this again. Now, I've got a lot to talk about and not much time to do it, so I'll see you after the phone guy. Wait, is he really dead this time? Oh, okay, cool. This episode is going to be very, very technical, talking about how the game works inside to help you on the outside. I should also mention that a lot of the information in this episode comes from a video from a channel called Tech Rules, so please check them out after watching the video. The link will be in the description. Let's talk about power penalty. Have you noticed that even when you're playing perfectly on later nights, you still end up bleeding power? Well, there's a reason for that. Starting on night 2, every 6 seconds the game will take 1% of power from you. On the 3rd night, it moves up to 1% every 5 seconds, on night 4, it's every 4 seconds, and finally, night 5 and onward, it takes 1% every 3 seconds. Ruthless. And that's the end of that. Next thing I want to cover is the movements of Freddy Fazbear himself. All the animatronics move on a timing system. If the timer reaches 0, they have a chance based on the night you are playing to move or attack. Freddy's is 3.2 seconds, Bonnie has 4.97 seconds, Chica has 4.98 seconds, and Foxy has 5.1 seconds. I'll be discussing how this works in more detail tomorrow, but I had to bring it up to explain Freddy. Once Freddy reaches 0, he'll start a second timer. Once again, depending on the night you play, this timer will be longer or shorter. Details tomorrow. But basically, if you're watching Freddy on the cameras by the time it hits 0, then Freddy won't move and will restart his movement timer. This is why I was trying to watch him all night yesterday. When Freddy gets to your door, this whole system changes. I said in a previous episode that Freddy would leave the hall corner and eventually go back onto the stage. That is not true. Freddy will stay in the corner for the rest of the night if you let him get there. But there's a better way to defend yourself against him than using all your power on closing the door. Just set your camera to cam 2B and do not leave it unless your door is closed. Freddy gets locked there and cannot move until you do so, but even then he still needs to finish his movement timers. So that's it for main gameplay. Now I want to quickly go over the power out system. Contrary to popular belief, staying completely still does not improve your chances of survival. So look around all you'd like. When the power first goes out, every 5 seconds there's a 20% chance that Freddy shows up and plays his music. If 20 seconds pass and he still isn't there, he'll show up anyway. For the music box section, it's the same as the first round, 20% chance every 5 seconds. Then there's the blackout stage. When this starts, there is a 20% chance every 2 seconds that Freddy will finally end your run, jump scaring you. Okay, I know that was boring, so let's just take a break from that technical mambo jambo. The song that plays when you run out of power is called The March of the Toreadors, and it comes from an opera named Carmen composed by Georges Bizet. That's it. No clue why that song was chosen, but whatever. While we're talking about the origins of iconic sounds, the jump scare sound is actually from a 1981 British movie called Insomnioid, and the scene it comes from is where a woman gives birth to aliens. I am not kidding. It's clearly edited a little bit, but it is almost the exact same sound. I'll play a clip here, but it is a little bit disturbing, so go to this time code if you'd rather not see/hear it. The last thing I want to bring up is something I should have talked about in episode 2. When Bonnie and Chica get into your room, they disable the doors and the lights, letting you know that you're screwed. They also make a cool sound. I like that sound. After they get in, a sound of them moaning will start playing, and at this point you have 2 options. Either sit there and wait for Foxy and Freddy to come kill you, or you could open up your cameras and flip them back down, or wait 30 seconds and let them do it for you. And that's everything I wanted to talk about. You know what's next. Oh, okay, jumping right into it this time. That's cool. I guess the first thing I could talk about is
how weirdly aggressive Bonnie is being this night. Like, I know it's night 6, it's supposed to be the big, speak of the devil, the big scary round, but it's so strange how the characters flip-flop aggression. Because I feel like on a different playthrough of this night that I scrapped for reasons, I feel like Chica was the one who was showing up at my door every 5 seconds. But this time around, it's Bonnie. There he is again! See? It's crazy. Like, I wonder if there's a reason for that, like, in the code that I don't know about. But, probably not. I'm probably just getting bad luck. Well, see, there's Chica again. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just stupid. You know, I'm very surprised how well we're keeping Freddy on the stage this night. I had a different recording, like, as I mentioned before, the Chica one. Freddy moved, like, to the kitchen by the time I finished the night, and Foxy didn't move from the stage at all, and this time they're flipped. See, it's weird. Like, it's probably just a coincidence, but it's just something I noticed. It's kind of weird. Oh, well, there's Bonnie again. I don't know. See, I don't really know. I guess tell me what you think in the comments. I guess I can't really be sure. Oh, you know what? Another thing I could talk about is I already recorded this post-commentary, but I had to redo it because when I listened to it today, I sounded so depressed. It was so horrible. Like, I really sounded like I did not want to be there, and I didn't, to be honest. I wanted to record something, but the only thing I had left to do for this video was to film. Oh, hey, Foxy just left. I guess that's another thing I could mention. When Foxy leaves Pirate's Cove, make sure after you close the door to check his hallway, because if you don't check his hallway, then he won't rush to your door until a few seconds pass. So make sure just to check the hallway to make sure he runs immediately, so you can just get him out of the way as soon as you can. Now, I have a question for all of you guys watching. Did you expect there to be a night 6? Now, for me, I don't remember ever finding out there was a night 6. I felt like I feel like at this point I just always knew, but that can't be true. I had to have found out once. Maybe it was when I was like not super into the game. I really can't be sure, but I'd like to hear from you guys. Maybe one of you played the game when it launched and didn't watch someone play it. Were you honestly surprised that there was more than 5 nights? It's something I've actually been pretty curious about. So tell me in the comments section. Hey, recently I found my old Kindle Fire, just buried in my closet somewhere, and I wanted to charge it up and turn it on to see if I could, you know, to read some old scripts I wrote that are pretty horrible, and yes, they are still pretty horrible, but while I was doing that, I noticed that I had FNaF 1 through 3 installed, and I opened them up, and yeah, they are the old versions of the app, the horrible, garbage, terrible versions that I was talking about in my episode 4. Now, this is great, because when I eventually cover 2 and 3, I can actually put in real footage from the game, and I'm really excited about that. I wish I could go back and, I guess, edit Night 4 so I could have my own footage in there, but that's not really possible without re-uploading the video, which is just like, what's the point, you know? It's alright. I'll have it for next time, and I'm super excited for that. So, this is something interesting. The reason I wanted to include this playthrough and not re-record it and do another one is because of this. After I checked Freddy that last time, I just stopped. And you'll see that in a second. I thought it happened earlier, but maybe not. Anyway, the reason I included this playthrough is because I really wanted to showcase the desperate movements. Because, like, I just stopped. And I'm just like, I'm going to lose. I'm just going to sit here until I die or win, which isn't going to happen. And you can hear Freddy moving as soon as I stop watching the cameras, which I thought was super neat, and I definitely really wanted to show that off. Now, I think I had pretty good luck this time, but that Freddy appearing like a second into the power out, the worst luck we had this night. Everything else was pretty good. Oh yes, 50 extra cents. Or is that what it means? I really don't know. If you guys know this, please tell me. But I can't tell if $120 is like what we're getting for this one night of overtime, or if we're just getting 50 cents. Tell me if you know in the comments.
Wait! Custom night? No! Who am I kidding? After beating night 6, you not only unlock a second menu star, you also gain access to the last night of the game. Custom night.
By the way, this is what the title screen looks like when you beat the night with the CD1 code on. I was telling you, it wouldn't let you keep the star. That's what it looks like. Looks kind of funky and freaky. Yeah.
Next time, we'll be covering the living difficulty spike 420 mode. And yes, I will be beating it. See you guys then. God damn it. This is definitely more than 30 seconds. Keep the door closed. I'm glad I kept the door closed. How long will they let you stay like this? I guess not very long. I did that wrong. Okay then. I'm gonna go look at porn. No, I'm not looking at porn. I would never say that. I would never even do that. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. That's what I thought. Okay, I got lucky with that one. Okay, I got really lucky with that round. Hey! I think I'm actually going to give it another go because I really didn't like how that round went. I think, yeah, I won, but I really didn't like how it turned out. So I'm going to give that one another go. So, yes, I did win. But I really didn't like that playthrough. I thought I messed up a lot with Foxy. I was focusing way too much on Foxy. Oh, look at that. I've never seen that before. Wow. No, I've never seen... Oh, I think I know what that is. Oh, I think I know what that is. I should probably put this in the script. I'm just going to reset on that one. I kind of forgot it was night 6 and I was not checking on Foxy, so I don't think it's worth it to continue any longer. I'm just gonna reset. Oops. I failed. What the hell? Wait, what the Alright, once again I'm resetting. I don't know, Foxy coming out like that so quickly, I think that's just bad RNG on my side. Because, goddamn, I'm getting really bad RNG this time around. God damn it. See, 1, 2, 9, 30. I guess I'm just a f***ing liar then. Oh, nope, there it is. I just don't know how to count. Alright, back at it. Back at it. Minecraft. Fuck, how does that song go? I'm gonna play it. 1 second. I'm gonna listen to that song while I do this attempt. Minecraft is back, I think it's called. I'm putting this whole thing in the video. It's gonna be great. It's called Minecraft Back featuring Steve. It's real loud. Alright, here you go. I like the beat it's got. Back at it. And he does a funny little dance. Back, baby, with the picture. Oh man. Oh, we're a PewDiePie fan. With the pickaxe singing, whoa, oh, oh, oh. Minecraft's back. What if this is the playthrough that I win on? That'd be awesome. Pick us back, baby, with the creeper. Oh man, is this on copyrighted? I may not even be able to put this in the video. I don't know if Minecraft's Back by Tryhard Ninja is copyrighted. I don't actually know. That's interesting. Blocky, baby. Dude said ass. Minecraft Steve said ass. Got Freddy. Oh, then Freddy, dude. That dude. Now it makes sense why I'm playing this. Because Steve mentions Freddy. What did he say? My little blocky ass, baby. My door is wide open. Oh, Minecraft's back. Oh, Minecraft's back. Minecraft's back. This is a very good song. I'm so glad that I listened to that entire song on my... I don't know why. I cannot tell you why that popped into my head. But it did. And that'll be on greatest moments in LPing, right? Because that's how good that's how good that gag was. Me singing Minecraft's Back featuring Steve by Try Hard Ninja. That is peak Let's Play comedy. You can't beat that. I mean, cause you can kiss my little blocky ass. What? I got my crown back. I'm not sorry about that fact, Freddy. It's true. I kind of hope that this is the playthrough that like I win on, because that'd be really funny. But also, I don't want the Minecraft Back playthrough to be the official Night 6 playthrough. I'm more professional than that. But with the way I'm using my power, I don't think I'm going to. Oh, god damn it! Minecraft's back! How dare you! You killed me, Minecraft's back! Alright, let's try to do the glitch. I don't know why I'm so bad at that glitch. Anyway, so that was the Minecraft's Back playthrough. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do when I edit that. But I've gotta say, Minecraft is back, that's true. Aha. Back at it.
Or PewDiePie fan, singing side to side with my pickin'.
But hey, I thought that was pretty lol. Did you guys think that was a lol moment? How long have I been recording for? I should also say it's 1:30 in the morning. It's been 45 minutes. Okay, back at it. No! It's such a bad song! No. You know what? I had such good luck with it. No, I'm not playing Minecraft. I'm not playing Minecraft's Back again. That was a one-time goof. Never again. Maybe on a live stream, but even then, probably not. I heard a clunk. God damn it. Here, go. Okay, whatever. My puppies are running around somewhere. Freddy moved, so I'm just gonna reset. I think I'm gonna take a break. 5 long nights and I'm only on 7. Welcome home, girls and boys. Time to Let's Play Five Nights at Freddy's. Hey everybody, it's me, JT Ouija here, and welcome to the final episode of Five Nights at Freddy's. No wasting time, yesterday I told you about CD1, which immediately unlocked Night 6, so obviously if you type in CD2, then it immediately unlocks Custom Night. But of course, just like last time, if you actually end up beating 420 mode, the game, once again, ends up deleting the first 2 stars and you just have the third. Spoilers, you get a 3rd star when you beat Custom Night, by the way. I'll be discussing glitches a bit later in the video, but there's actually a super interesting glitch on the title screen. Alright, well, super interesting to me. It's simple. Just flick your mouse over the menu options, and you'll see that night 8 appears for some reason. I can't do it here, so here's Dinky Dana actually starting night 8. You don't get anything for beating it, by the way. Okay, let's stop avoiding the inevitable and click the spooky Custom Night button, because nothing's scarier than choices. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. You can click these arrows to raise and lower the difficulty of each character, and here at the bottom of the screen is a handy-dandy list of the difficulties. But it doesn't mention that 0 disables them completely. When I start playing 420 mode, I'll talk a lot more about this screen and what the numbers mean, and how it actually works, but for now, I want to show you a super secret ending to the game. First, you want to type in the code 1987, the same year as the infamous Bite of 87 that the purple guy mentioned. Then, you hit start, and then you get the ultimate secret ending of... Yeah, it's just a jump scare that crashes the game. That was actually added in an update after people started a rumor saying you got the real ending if you beat the night, so that's nice. And, without further ado, let's start this thing. On to the live-streamed montage! Where to begin? Well, I guess I could start with why Custom Night is even here in the first place. This game sets AI just like you do, and each night has its own Custom Night value. And here they are on screen. I'm not gonna read them out. Now, I know what you're thinking. I thought 0 meant they were disabled. Well, it does! But throughout the night, the AIs are increased by the hour. At 2 a.m., Bonnie gains 1 AI level. At 3 a.m., Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy all gain 1 AI level. And at 4 a.m., Bonnie, Chica, Foxy all gain another AI level. This is why on night 1, if you don't use your cameras at all, Foxy can still kill you, and it's also why Freddy can't move on night 1 through 3, because he never gains any AI levels. Oh, and no, if you set the levels like they would be on night 1 through 4, then it won't be the exact same experience since power penalty is still a thing, dum-dum. But yeah, 5 and 6 are gonna be, like, identical. Okay, so up next is what AI levels actually mean for you. Well, yesterday I talked about every character's timing system, on screen if you forgot. Anytime that number runs out, a random number between 1 and 20 is pulled. If the number is equal to or lower than the AI level chosen, then the character will move as intended. But there are a few exceptions. If you're in the cameras and Foxy's movement opportunity succeeds, then he'll just ignore it completely and go into a locked state that lasts even when your cameras are down. It lasts for around 0.83 seconds to 16.67 seconds. Bonnie and Chica are simple. They either just attack or leave when their next movement opportunity is successful. That's the reason why they sometimes just stay at your door forever on earlier nights. Now, I've already discussed Freddy a ton yesterday, so I'll try and be quick with this one. When Freddy's movement is successful, he'll start another movement timer, but this one's inevitable. Once this timer is up, he'll move unless your cameras are open, just like Foxy. On AI level 1, this timer is at 15 seconds, and as the AI goes up, it decreases till at 10, when the timer is just at 0 and he moves immediately. But all of this changes as soon as he gets to the door. When he gets there, he is no longer stopped by just having the cameras open. You now need to watch him on cam 4B. Now he can only attack if the cameras are up and you're not watching him. And his timers are up, of course. So that means if you want to do anything else, make sure to shut the door. Now, if you ignore all of that and look into the kitchen without closing the door for some reason, Freddy leaves the corner and enters your office. Once again, unlike Bonnie and Chica, he will never pull down your cameras, so if you aren't worried about any other character, then you could just hide in the cameras forever. But when you do bring them down eventually, there is about a 25% chance every second that Freddy will actually jump scare you, so theoretically you could survive. So that's it for the boring technical mechanics, finally. I guess besides the power out part, but I already talked about that yesterday in detail, so just go watch that. Or, honestly, just go watch the Tech Rules video on the subject. That's where I got all my information from. It's a really good video, and he's gonna make the FNaF 2 video soon. Hopefully soon. Let's talk about the ports. Oh man, have I been waiting so long to talk about the Click Team ports. Obviously, we won't be covering the mobile ports since I did that during night 4, but we never talked about the console ports, and the reason for that is because they have achievements that mention the future, and as we all know, the future doesn't exist. So far, there is an Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch versions of the game, but they can also be found on the physical FNaF Core Collection game that comes with the first 5 games of the series. So, what are the unique features of these ports? Well, there aren't many since it's mainly just an identical port, but there are more than you'd think. For starters, you can now pause the game. Crazy stuff, I know. Other than pausing to go back to the main menu, you also get access to the cheats menu from the mobile port, but this time you get them for free. You can also connect a keyboard and mouse to the Xbox version, apparently. Probably the biggest thing that comes with these ports, other than the Switch version, I'm not salty, I swear, is achievements. As I describe them to you, I'll have on screen the different details you need to know about it, like the gamer score for Xbox and the trophy type for PlayStation. The first 5 achievements are 1 through 5 Nights at Freddy's. Pretty obvious how you get those, but the 4th night achievement actually has a typo in it, reading 4 Nights at Freddy's. I don't know how that happened. Obviously, what's next is Overtime and No Tampering, which is for beating Night 6 and Custom Night respectively. Next is No Hiding, which is simply just experience a jump scare. Then there are 2 more unique achievements. No Running, which is unlocked by not letting Foxy leave Pirate's Cove during Night 4. And then there's No Laughing, which is similar. Keep Freddy from getting from cams 4A or 4B during Night 5. I love these a lot! And yes, these achievements are the bare minimum of how to add new content to a game, but it's honestly more than I was expecting from Click Team. Side note, if you have any of the cheats active at the time, you will not be able to unlock the achievements. One last thing, you could still honk Freddy's nose by hitting the topmost button on your controller. That's another one off the checklist! Glitches are the next thing on the agenda. When Foxy is running to your door, if you shine the light the exact second he comes in, he'll vanish, but you'll be stuck in a state of not being able to open cameras or turn on lights. Similarly, Freddy's power-out sequence can interrupt Foxy's jump scare. During both Chica and Bonnie's jump scare, you can make it so that they are repeating forever by flicking the cameras up and down. And yes, it works on console. You ever just want to look at your office through the security cams? Yeah, me too. Just switch cameras at the last second before the power out and BAM! Problem solved. Oh, that was an easy one. What's next? Oh, okay, everything else. Okay. Alternatively, I was going to talk about merch in this video, but it seemed a bit pointless and this video is going to be long enough, so maybe I'll do a bonus video about that. In a video by the YouTuber Scruffy, he talks about how FNaF uses sound to help scare you, but that's not important here. What is important here is this clip.
And that's an audio stinger when Chica or Bonnie appear right in your doorway. Extended technique on a string instrument slowed down 100%. Here it is sped up.
Hopefully you recognize that. The sound that plays when Bonnie and Chica are at your doors is the same weird noise as the one from the trailer. Also, in my notes, I wrote that in-game ambience is cue for danger being close, which is true in later games, and I swear I heard it in this video, but I guess not, as I've watched it a couple times now, so take that piece of information with a grain of salt. Oh, and go watch that video. It's incredible. Link in the description. Next topic is pre-release stuff. Now, if you've been a FNaF fan for a while, you know that Scott Cawthon releases teaser images for his games before they come out. And for FNaF, only one exists, and it's this classic image here. I actually showed this on a previous night, as it was the image shown to advertise the Kickstarter campaign, but it was also posted on his website like the modern teasers. Let's go from teasers to trailers. And by trailers, I mean mistakes in the trailers. FizzNom on Twitter brought to my attention that apparently the static and camera layout aren't a texture, as you can see Bonnie's ears clipping through it. It's not really that big of a deal, it's just kinda neat that got unnoticed for 7 years. Oh, and the cameras are incorrectly labeled, but that's less cool. Continuing on the error train, the Steam page still uses the original description for the game, meaning they refer to Freddy as Freddy Bear, and actually, I found a Reddit post where Scott actually brings this up, so that's kinda cool. Oh, and also the screenshot part of this page is missing the Knights text for some reason. Now, I won't go in too much detail with these, but I would like to talk about the behind-the-scenes anniversary image that Scott posted every hour on his website for FNAF's 2nd and 3rd anniversaries. In the first batch of images, 5 out of the 6 were from the first game, so let's go over those. The Freddy and Chica ones are basic enough. You get to see that they really do have full endoskeletons, and the cupcake is giving me that horrible stretchy face. But Bonnie and Foxy are where it gets interesting. Bonnie is taking off his face, just like in the trailer, but he also has a previously unseen black bow tie, likely carried over from Freddy. And with Foxy, he seems all fixed up and has an unused left hand instead of a hook, so he could give a double thumbs up. Oh, and there were 2 shots of Bonnie and Chica in the office, but aside from Freddy randomly hanging out in the hallway, there's really not much worth noting here. And for the second set of images, we only have one to look at. This one with Bonnie in the backstage with his eyes completely blacked out. It's also worth noting that in the background, behind the door, you can see an endoskeleton of a character we won't be seeing for a long time. Like FNAF 6 long time. We'll talk about it more then. Moving right along, these are the fonts that the title screen and the in-game text uses. Coriolis and Voltaire. Coriolis is the one that I use for the series also, if you wanted to know.
You know, just in case you're a big font guy, you know? One of those big font guys.
This cupcake's name has been bugging me for a long time. Funko would like you to think his name is Mr. Cupcake, and the fandom wants you to call him Carl. But more recently, it looks like Scott also wants you to call him Carl. But not a Lumix, but, you know, we'll get to that. Scott commented on this picture on Reddit created by meow_master.awesome. Great name. Reacting to the cake version of the cupcake, saying, Carl the cake? So bam, canon! But on the other side of this, the Liberty Chica skin in FNAF AR has the cupcake acting as the torch, meaning he's on fire. In a post regarding the update along with the skin, they mentioned the cupcake's toasty situation. But it didn't always say that. Originally, they referred to the cupcake as Carl also. I wonder why they edited this post. For FNAF's 5th anniversary, as a reward for beating 50/20 mode, Scott Cawthon featured on an interview with Dawko as the FNAF Show Season 2 season finale. He talks about a bunch of BTS stuff related to FNAF, but there's only one that I want to mention from the first game, and that is that Foxy was originally going to be either a wolf or a beaver, as a reference to Chipper, one of Scott's old characters. Funnily enough, we now have a beaver and 2 wolf animatronics, so that's kind of neat. There's a ton more stuff in the interview, but you're better off just watching it for yourself. I'll leave a link in the description. I want to cover a few super scary and spooky mysteries that surround this game, whether real or not. Spoiler alert, they're mostly not real. Back in the day, I remember people talking about an anti-piracy method hidden in the game. I heard that it would basically make every night like 420 mode, it would randomly jumpscare you right before you beat the night, or you would get the Golden Freddy jumpscare upon opening the game, and of course it's not real. I know that for a fact, because when I was a very bad and naughty child, I did actually pirate this game, and I don't remember seeing any of those bad rumors described. And don't worry, I've bought this game many times after that. I'll go over this one quickly, as many have talked about it lately, but there may actually be a lost alternative version of the trailer. The trail started on a Google Plus post from Scott of a deleted video just titled Five Nights. This on its own is interesting, but it goes deeper when you find the first ever comment posted on the original trailer that mentions a previous video and the animatronics having different, apparently scarier eyes. I can sort of see why you changed the eyes from the last video, though. Are you interested? Well, don't get too excited. The story basically ends here when some fans reached out to the same commenter on Twitter asking about what he said. He debunks the whole thing by saying that he misspoke and was just referring to the teaser I showed earlier, as well as the green light endo. Disappointing, I know. But hey, at least you didn't have to wait months for the answer like I did. Nobody's perfect, including me, unfortunately. And that's why I have two corrections to make. In the first night, I told you that the phone number with the 888 was changed to the 555, and I also said I didn't know why that happened. Well, apparently, the 888 phone number was a real phone number you could call, and no, it wasn't owned by Scott, so don't call it. The 555 number apparently can't exist, so there you have it. And finally, the last thing I have for you today is a correction I want to make about the newspaper articles, and yes, that does mean I will be talking about lore again. Which is only the second time I've had to talk about lore this entire series, and believe me, that will change very soon. The newspapers talk about a restaurant being shut down, and I always assumed that meant that the current location the game takes place in was being shut down soon, which obviously doesn't make sense since the game takes place in November, and the newspapers say otherwise. But now I believe that this was talking about the location that the withered animatronics came from, the restaurant that became Jeff's Pizza in the book Into the Pit. And also in that book, the missing children incident takes place during that time, and obviously we know the place shuts down, so that makes it an obvious contender for the mysterious restaurant. Okay, I'm done talking for now. Enjoy my winning playthrough of 420 mode, and I'll meet you back here to tell you a few more fun facts, and then say goodbye to this game. Enjoy. Hello, it's me, the post-commentary guy. I know I said in the last episode that I didn't want to be doing post-commentary for this night because I wanted to have like a live reaction thing, which I did originally have. But you know, me and my friends, okay, out of my friends, I'm really the only one who like really likes FNaF. So when we did the live stream, we were mainly just talking about things that didn't have anything to do with FNaF, like Animal Crossing, and I think we talked about Stranger Things at one point. It was entertaining, sure, but not really for a FNaF-based video series, so if you want to see that, I will eventually be uploading the full live stream, as well as an edited-down highlights version. I'm also going to have my, like, initial reaction to beating it for the first time at the very, very end, but you'll see that later. Other than that, I also wanted to change it because I didn't in the video explain how to actually beat 420 mode, which I feel is kind of important, as that's what I feel a lot of people are going to be coming to this video for, is how to actually beat the night. So that's what I'll be explaining to you here, without a script, so hopefully it goes well. Now when I first started playing, I was doing the Markiplier method, which is really bad by the way, and requires even more luck than the run does now. Basically, in his method, you would check both doors until Bonnie or Chica showed up at the door. Then you would open up the cameras, you would close both of the doors, and then you would check on Foxy. And if Foxy was out, then you'd close the door. But obviously, there's a lot of time that you won't be checking on Foxy, so that one didn't really work that well. But hey, it's the method that originally helped people beat 420 mode, so it's at least good for that. But what about the method I'm using now? I like to call it the Dawko method, as he didn't make it, but he is the one who popularized it. Basically what you do is you stay over at Bonnie's door, check the light, then flip the cameras up 3 times. Or 2, I don't really know. I don't really know why, if there's a specific number you're supposed to do. I think maybe it saves time. I don't really know. I didn't do a lot of research on this, I'll be honest. You only really have to check Bonnie's door, because when you open up the camera, your camera will always be on 4B, which is Freddy's camera. Obviously, you keep the camera on him, and he won't come to your office, as I explained earlier. And the reason you don't have to check the door for Chica is because, well, Chica stops at 4B. So if she's there and then she's not there, then you check the door. And if she's not there, then whatever. If she is there, then close the door, obviously. The next thing is Foxy, which is where most of the luck comes from. Yeah, there's luck other places, like, you know, Freddy's attack timer, and how often Chica and Bonnie show up. You know, sometimes they can show up, like, a lot during a night, or sometimes they show up not really often. But Foxy is the main source of luck. Because this run, as you may notice, we are not checking on Foxy. Actually, the run is over if Foxy comes out of Pirate's Cove at all, because obviously, unless you have incredible foresight or incredible luck, you will not be blocking him. So, I mean, obviously, when you have the cameras open, Foxy won't move out of his cove. But, you know, you're not always in the cameras, obviously, if you have to check Chica or check Bonnie and block them out, obviously. But as long as you're in the cameras, he can't move. So you really just need to get incredibly lucky and hope that during the 12-minute playthrough, you check the cameras enough and at the right perfect times that he doesn't come out and kill you. I died quite a few times. I haven't counted yet. I will be doing that during my highlights video. But it's a lot of times that I died. Not as many as I thought. I beat it rather quickly. It only took like an hour and a half, which is way less time than I was expecting. Oh, you know what I can say? You might be wondering why there's no audio on this clip and just music from Ultimate Custom Night. Well, that's because I am an idiot and forgot to record my friends and my voice separately from the actual game sound. So that's why there's no sound during this. It sucks. I wish I could just go back and record beating 420 mode again, but honestly, I don't want to do it because I don't want to waste another hour and a half on this video. I've already wasted so much time. Okay, waste is the wrong word. I had a lot of fun making this video. But yeah, if the lack of game sound bothers you, then trust me, it bothers me as well. It's really not that big of a deal. I'm sure most people are here for the more fact-oriented points of this video and not the post-live commentary section, but now, this is my first time ever beating 420 mode. I've never done it before. I think I've gotten close on mobile, because mobile actually is a lot easier. The nights are like 2 times faster, so it's really kind of easy. It's like built-in cheats, like right into the game, so. But no, I've never actually beaten the game, so this was actually really cool. I should say this now. Just because I beat 420 mode does not mean I'll be beating all of the, like, extra nights. I definitely won't be beating Golden Freddy mode in FNaF 2. That is impossible, but, you know, obviously we'll get to that when we get to the series. But yeah, that mode really is just not possible. I mean, it is possible, obviously, but it's just so unfair that it's, like, it's basically impossible. Unless you get really lucky, of course. As for the other ones, I haven't really decided. Obviously, I don't think I'll be beating 50-20 mode unless I practice for a very long time. Because a friend told me recently that once you get the hang of it, it's actually pretty easy. But I just don't want to spend that much time playing Ultimate Custom Night. It's a good game, but it kind of takes all the fun out of it, in my opinion. You know what? That's not... No, this is FNaF 1. I shouldn't be talking about the other games, but hey, I'm kind of run out of things to say anyway. But I'm out of time here, so I'm going to cut you over to my reaction to beating 420 mode for the first time. So, enjoy that. Guys.
What?
Are you gonna do it?
Doc, I might do it. Okay, let's see.
Oh my God.
Good luck.
It's exam.
Guys.
Please.
Oh! Let's go! Let's go!
Give me a word. I mean a letter.
Just say something funny.
Do M. Oh man, I've always wanted to be fired. That was so worth it. And hey, I got this star for all my troubles. But it wasn't always like that. At first, there were only 2 stars because Scott believed that 420 mode was impossible until the streamer Big Bug completed it for the very first time, earning a comment from the main man himself, informing him that he was the reason the 3rd star was added to the game. I think that's everything I had to say about this game. Yes, I'm sure there is something I missed, and Maybe some things that hasn't even been discovered yet. As I mentioned earlier, the thing about Bonnie in the trailer was only just discovered, almost 7 years after being out. That being said, unless I get enough topics to make a bonus episode, I don't think I'll be returning to this game anytime soon. FNaF 1 may not be my favorite game in the franchise, but after playing it for this series, it has given me a whole lot more respect that I didn't have before. Though, I'll be honest, it is still technically my least favorite. Not like it's bad or anything, I just think that compared to everything that came after this game, it clearly is the weakest link in my opinion. But as for a Let's Play, I have a feeling this will be the most content-filled series. Aside from maybe special delivery, but that's hardly fair. Continuing on about the series itself, I want to thank some people for helping me out with this. Sure, it wasn't too many, but I still think there are a few notable examples. First, I want to thank Tech Rules for making a video about explaining how the game works from the inside, and Scruffy for directly informing me about the door sound. Both of them are in the description. I also want to thank the Five Nights at Freddy's fandom wiki, as well as the FNAF AAA wiki. These websites are where I got most of the information for these videos, and the research for this would have been infinitely more hard without them. Oh, and I haven't forgot about you, Boxfigs. Thanks for letting me use your map screens. Next, I want to thank Tireflower, Taters Chan, and Good Doc, too. He was there as well. Sorry. For joining me in playing Custom Night, so I didn't totally go crazy. And of course, thank you, Tireflower, or, again, for making the amazing thumbnail for this series. It was a pleasure working with you, and I can't wait to do it again for the next series. I'm not sure when either of these will come out. Just know it will be eventually. Please be patient with me. Without any more stalling, thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you all 5 years ago.